Mic check, 1 2 1 2, mic check, 1 2 1 2. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I be, good doc, Dr. Mike TV, back again, once again. I don't even want to call this an instant classic because I'm not really happy that I have to present this. But if I'm gonna keep this energy, ladies and gentlemen, I have to keep this energy across the board. First thing first, thumbs and ones. If you guys can hear me, I got to make sure that my voice is coming through loud and clear. Thumbs and ones if your boy is coming through loud and clear before I have to deliver some some very unsettling, or I have to tell you at least, or share with you a story that caught my interest. All right. I hate to have to do it, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm gonna have to. But if you guys can hear me, drop a one, give me some thumbs. And let's go ahead and get into it. Shout out to Larry. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you coming through, family. If you're a new subscriber here, I am sorry that this had to be the time that you are introduced to the content, man. But there are some other good shit in the check my shit in the catalog and stuff. It's a little bit better than this one. All right, my brother Roger, what's good with you? Greg, appreciate you coming through. Let's get it in, baby. All right. Now, I'm all about fun, man. I'm all about having a good time. Y'all know that, man. I don't really stress myself over the nonsense. I like to keep it light and friendly here, but today it's going to get a little bit dark, right? I can't even lie to you guys. It's definitely going to get just a little bit darker than I hoped that it would. Now, everything that I'm going to read to you guys, I'm going to sum it up, okay? Because I don't want to read the story verbatim. If you guys want to read the story that we're covering in today's live stream, it's linked in the description area below at the top, next to the word article here. You can go into it. But like I said, man, I like to keep it fun and lighthearted, guys. The Lego challenge video, a couple of girls getting all scantily clad, gentlemen, losing their shit, having fun, guys. It's meant to be fun. It's not meant to be taken out of context in any capacity. But today's story, I'm going to have to issue a trigger warning first and foremost because it could rub some people the wrong way, literally. Okay. Not definitely one of the ones that I would likely feel great about having to deliver. But if I'm going to be consistent across the board, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to keep it consistent across the board. Good, bad, and also indifferent. Yeah, Roger, kind of like a wet t-shirt contest on steroids. And again, it's meant to be fun, right? But here's one that we're going to have to talk about. I'm going to probably go through it quickly, which is why I'm giving you all of the information you need in the description area below. All right. So let me log in real quick so I can share my screen with you guys. I'll be with you momentarily. Just give me a uno momento. Got to turn my camera off real quick. All right. So there's this story that my father shared with me earlier via Messenger in Facebook, and I was like, this shit can't be real. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, the story I'm about to share with you is about as real as it comes. All right. So let me share my screen with you real quick. Give me a uno momento. Open this up, and hopefully you guys will be able to see it. If this thing ever decides to act right. Here we go. All right. So on the screen before you right now is an article provided by Law and Crime. And it says right there in the title, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you read it so I don't have to say it, but I'm going to let you read it so I don't have to say it. But basically, old buddy from Ohio was into some really, really messed up, really messed up things. All right. So the gentleman in question, this man right here, right? Now, the thing that really disturbs me the most about having to share a story like this is the simple fact that this right here is one of the main reasons why people shit on us for traveling abroad, right? This is one of the main reasons why people want to give us shit. Not necessarily because they're going to go all the way to the left with this cat, like what he did, but it's the fact of the overall notion of taking advantage of impoverished women. If you read the title again, so I don't have to say it, It says one man paid impoverished mothers in the Philippines to do some really, really bad things. So basically, old buddy was taking advantage of impoverished women. Now, even in the interview that I did with our big brother O'Shea, shout out to my brother, always love. Um, that's always seems to be what comes up in the topic of conversation. People are like, y'all only traveling because these women are poor. And when I try to make an argument for why that's not truly the reason, sometimes it deals with the personality and the things that these women have to offer as opposed to where they're coming from in the world. Shit like this kind of fucks it up for everybody. You feel me? It messes it up for everybody. So old buddy was in trouble. All right. Again, I'm not going to read this article verbatim, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of context. Again, if you want to read it, I encourage you to read it on your own. It is linked in the description area below so that you guys can read it in depth on your own. Because I don't feel comfortable saying a lot of the shit that was written in this article. But oh boy, name is Charles Lee Frazier, 42-year-old man. He's about to go to prison for a long, long time because he was soliciting some very, very bad pictures. How he was soliciting these pictures? He was paying the mothers of women from this poor country known as the Philippines, like people always say. And he was asking them in exchange for pictures, I will send money. But he wasn't asking for pictures of the mothers, ladies and gentlemen. So you go ahead and let your imagination run wild. Again, not going into details. But old buddy going to jail for about another 27 years. Comes to find out he was already registered. Wait a minute. Stop the show real quick. It tells you at the end of the article he was already registered. So what old buddy was doing was instead of doing things in his own country, he was doing some real effed up shit overseas. 8,000 miles away, gentlemen. What kind of shit is that? 8,000 miles away. He was able to get this to happen. He was sending money through MoneyGram, and women were doing whatever he asked. Some real fucked up shit, guys. It says according to the documents, he used Filipino dating sites, bro. Let me say that real quick, because that really does provide some serious context to the story. So he was meeting these women on dating sites, soliciting what he solicited from these women, and paid them as a result. Now, old buddy wasn't just asking for pictures, gentlemen, and I'm not gonna go into details. I told y'all. But old buddy not only was asking for pictures, but old buddy was videos of acts and all kinds of shit. Buddy was fucked up, right? No. Hey, Kang, it was 8,000 miles away. That's what it was. I don't think he was paying $8,000. It was actually, it said that he sent $800 to somebody for what he was requesting, right? So he sent like $800. If I can find it, I'll highlight it for you real quick. Give me a second. So that, and I'll zoom in on it so you can read it. All right, here you go. For example, he sent 800 in exchange for the pictures right here. If you can read that part. I'm not gonna zoom in on it because I feel really uncomfortable having to do some shit like that. But you know what? It kills me because Roger, you asked a great question. He asked for some crazy stuff, some real crazy ish, right? And they actually did it, right? And if you read the article a little bit more, it'll say that the mothers say that they did it because they needed food. And I'm gonna highlight that part for you as well. Again, I'm not looking to go through all of this because I don't want to, man. This shit disturbs the hell out of me. But it brings about a topic of conversation, and it really does lead to the reasons why people have such a naysayer sentiment about brothers, not necessarily just black men again, because this dude was white. Let me make sure I say that again. No disrespect, but oh, buddy was white. But it brings about the topics and questions that people ask whenever it comes to guys like us looking to make certain travels abroad. Shit gets disturbing, but let me find it. In accordance to the blah blah blah, in a subsequent Skype chat, women he obtained his pictures from blah 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 blah. Shit, it's not telling me exactly. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry, guys. Right here. It says one of the women online chat stated that she needed money from Frazier for food. All right. So basically, he was able to get these women to do all kinds of disturbing shit because they were hungry. No cap. I think I gotta go lower. Now, I know. I think I fucked up. Let me go back up a little bit. I think I missed it. Did I go too far? I think I went too far. All right. Anyways, let me back up real quick, but y'all get it. But basically, the young lady said that they solicited or he solicited money from them and they ended up complying again because they were hungry. Now, this is not uncommon. I know a lot of foreigners who deal with women on dating sites who often solicit money, right? It's not uncommon. I mean, within the first three texts, usually it kind of comes up in conversation. It depends on who you're dealing with, which is why a lot of guys that that really rock with me on the channel, big love to y'all. A lot of y'all would be like, well, Doc, this is the reason why I don't like using online dating sites because, these women are only looking for guys who are trying to support them. And I'm not going to support somebody that I'm not actually with and nobody that I've actually physically met. You hear a lot of that. And these are the reasons why they don't choose to entertain a lot of online dating stuff. But sometimes you have a couple guys who will entertain and shit. And, maybe as a form of fair exchange, maybe you might ask her to do something sexy for you, right? But that's okay because y'all are both legally consenting adults. Let me make sure I reference that. It's okay because you're both legally consenting adults. Hopefully, I pray. Let me just say that. But the fact that you solicited this type of act from the mother to do for somebody else, that's fucked up. Okay? There's no coming back from that. And y'all ain't capping, man. I hope they put old buddy underneath the jail. And you want to know why? Because he deserved every bit of that shit. So he got 27 years. He was already registered in Ohio. He served already right here a sentence of 84 months or 7 years in 2011 for the exact same thing. And now he's utilizing media, for lack of a better term, to somewhat satisfy his fucked up, twisted fantasy of a mind. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what I wanted to share with you because I don't care how you slice it. I don't care who you are. That type of shit right there is the reason why people shit on us for traveling abroad, right? They like, yo, y'all only deal with them poor girls, man, so they do whatever you want to, bro. And this motherfucker did exactly what I wished he wouldn't have done. Now it's public. Now it's out there for the world to see. Again, I'm going to stand on my 10 toes and I'm going to stand by what it is I am telling you. But at the end of the day, you can't overlook the fact that there are some dark side and some dark shit that people do in reference to what they do when they're abroad. Okay, I'm not gonna sit there and shitcoat that shit because it's true. Y'all know it. I shouldn't have to. We're all grown over here for the most part. And as a result, oh buddy should have got the death penalty if you ask me, man. Fuck jail. Real talk. Real talk. But you ain't lying, bro. The females should go to jail as well. The women involved in this case should also go to jail. I don't care what circumstance you are under. For you to put your children at risk, that shit sit different, right? It's just completely different. And I guess what see, here's the thing with me. I got a baby sister. Y'all don't know this. She just celebrated her 10 she's 10 years old. Just celebrated her 10th birthday on the 4th, bro. And the fact that shit like this happens, man, it don't sit well with me. You feel me? That's what takes it up to another level for me. But again, if I'm going to be fair, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be fair across the board. For all of you guys who came in late, ladies and gentlemen, there is an article linked in the description area below. Click on the article and read that article, and you'll understand or you'll get caught up with what it is that I am trying to talk about and express discontent about. All right. I see we got 14 in the building, man. I appreciate all 14 of you guys coming through, showing love to the good doc. Y'all know the rules, man. Make sure you get the likes up. Make sure you caress, molest, and stretch yourself all over that like button. I shouldn't have said that, given this story, but y'all know that's my normal routine. Caress, molest, and stretch yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support, please feel free to do so. But of course, I am happy and blessed you choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with your boy today. Now and then. It's a messed up story, but it's a reality. And that's something that we can't overlook at all. We can't overlook like this shit don't happen, right? Because it does. And all parties involved need to be buried underneath the jail. The thing is, I'm not sure because if you read the article, it doesn't necessarily tell us if Philippine authority is involved in this or if it's just this guy and what's happening to him on this side of the world in the United States. It's not mentioning if the Philippine police is involved or they're putting children in, child protective services and stuff because of that shit, as well as they should. They're not telling us that. And as a result, we just don't know, man. It blows my mind and it freaks me out. It creeps me out, and it's very upsetting. I ain't gonna cap, man. That shit just sits with people. It sits with me different, and I know it doesn't rub y'all the right way either. But I have to say that this stuff happens, man. There is a dark side to some foreigners that choose to travel to the Philippines, right? On the surface level, a lot of foreigners will travel to the Philippines to live out their dreams of being in a same-sex relationship. Let me just say that. I don't care. Look, man, it's kind of like once you talk about that negative shit we just had to talk about, it's kind of like anything else that you talk about is going to probably be light in comparison to that shit. So yeah, you have a lot of foreigners, not necessarily just Americans, but people all around the world who choose to live out their fantasy of being in a same-sex relationship because they don't feel like it's something that is approved of in their own home countries. Especially, you would be surprised. The group that I've seen this happen with the most come from those Arab countries, right? Wherein, motherfucker, you die if they find out about your sexual orientation. Like in some of those countries, you know it. I can't name them off the top of my head, and I don't want to name the wrong ones. But again, they kill people for living that alternative lifestyle. So they come to places like the Philippines to live out their dreams and stuff where they're not known, where they're able to live their quote unquote best lives. You understand? So people do come to the Philippines for nefarious reasons or bad reasons. The first one that the article that I had to share with you guys, that shit is the baddest of the baddest. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you and your lifestyle preference, because hey, you do you, ain't got shit to do with me. Okay. But what I will tell you is you have to sit there and you have to understand that your reasons for coming to the country do not represent the reasons why every single person is choosing to travel to the Philippines, right? A lot of us want to embrace ourselves in the culture. Yeah, meet up with a couple of girls and shit, have a little bit of fun. We good. But again, like I said, man, not everybody's about that life. Not everybody's about going to the country for those particular reasons. It gets dark, gentlemen. It definitely gets dark. And as a result, we have to live with that as truth. Now, again, I pray that they do everything negative to that gentleman as humanly possible. I know I don't wish death on anybody because that's not fair. But I definitely believe that anything that comes to him while he's in lockdown is something that he deserves because he put that shit on himself. You feel me? Because you know how, I mean, I ain't never been to jail, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I never have to go to jail. But y'all know how they do, jail, they don't necessarily take kind to guys who involve themselves in such acts. I do know that much. They don't take kind to people who do that because a lot of people who are in jail, mass murderers and like most the hardest of the most convicted fellas on planet Earth, they probably all got kids, right? So that shit don't necessarily sit well with everybody. You feel me? So old buddy gonna get everything he has coming to him whenever he gets locked up. Okay. They gonna do all kinds of fucked up shit to this man. You know what? And you know what's funny and fucked up at the exact same time? He was just getting pictures and shit. Like he didn't actually do anything physically wrong to the kids. Don't excuse any of that shit. Don't get it twisted. But he didn't actually even get anything out of it other than the pictures and shit. And just because of that, oh buddy gonna get that work. You know that. He is going to get that work. All right, my bad, ladies and gentlemen. I had to do my thing. But yeah. Oh buddy gonna get what's coming to him. For sure, for sure. Mm. All right, let me go ahead and shout out my people who came through real quick. My man Larry, appreciate you coming through, man. My brother Roger, appreciate you. Greg Mason, always love, man. My man came. Y'all came through early, man. This is crazy, man. I hate having to share stories like this, but again, if Doc's going to be fair, he's got to be fair across the board. And he has to at least let people know that not everybody's traveling for the right reasons. Not everybody is going to the Philippines for the right reason or dealing with Filipinos for the right reasons. There are some pretty sadistic, messed up people in the world. It's not a secret. It's just now when stories like this come out, it reiterates very, very negative points about people who choose to travel, right? That's what I hear. That's the only gripe I really have with this story is now it gives other people ammunition about see look at what y'all doing when y'all travel, bro. Look at that shit. Like no, motherfucker, that ain't everybody. Again, the sins of one is not the sins of all, right? But yet and still, I don't know about y'all, but we just feel it just feels as though shit just it's different nowadays. ADM, what's going on, man? He says agree with you, Doc. Guys like that give us a bad name for traveling outside of the United States. I told you, man. It makes me feel away because it's almost like now you got to defend your stance all over again. It's like starting from the bottom, right? We make the progress. Yeah, man, we traveling because we want to experience a new part of life, man. The US isn't for us like it used to be. We want to have a new experience, deal with different types of women because that is what, having this particular blue passport that represents the United States has been able to do for us. It opens up a world of opportunity, man. We can go to a lot of places without having or without having to have a need for a visa or anything like that. We could touch down, get automatically 90 days in a lot of countries. We want to travel to see different parts of the world. Then you got this fool right here in the shit that he did. Now all of a sudden it's like, look at him, right? This guy right here is the reason why you're traveling, huh? Y'all want to be doing the same shit. No, it's not the same. But sometimes you can't never win an argument. But again, this right here, it's just something that we got to talk about out loud. It sucks because of the bad name that it gives us, man. Throw the board, yes, definitely throw away the key family. I ain't got no love lost for the homie. You get the fuck out the You get out for real. My man says registered. Yeah, registered people should not be able to use the media. They shouldn't be, but I don't think that there's a limit to their access on the internet. But it is weird though, because it never really told us how he got caught. That's one thing that the story, if I'm reading it back in my mind, it never really told us how he got caught up in the first place. Like, how was it that he got found out? I never heard that part of the story. Maybe it'll come out later on. Needless to say, I don't give a shit about how got caught up. He just needed to get caught up. But again, it opens up doors and it opens up eyes and it definitely opens up causes of concerns for some guys looking to travel for some of the worst reasons whatsoever. I don't think that he would have ever been able to get on a plane. I'm not sure how, I'm really not sure how registration works for people like that. I really don't know exactly what it is. I know that if you move to a different state or whatever, you're required to register and all that stuff. I got that part. But how does it work internationally? Are they even allowed to travel internationally? I mean, that is something that has definitely something I probably should do a little bit more research on. But yeah, all the way live, man. He needs to go underneath the jail, bro. You ain't never lied. Shout out to my brother Earl Owens. What's good with you? But Roger, back to what you said, bro. He asked for the crazy shit and the women obliged. I think that right there in itself is a indicative of a really, really big problem in country, guys. It is indicative of a big, 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 big problem when it comes to poverty in a place like the Philippines. Poverty in a place in general. These women, as despicable and fucked up as the act is, felt like they had to do it in order to put food on the table. How fucked up do you have to be, bro, to do some shit like that to your own kid? I mean, I'm just thinking, bro, how messed up in the head do you have to be to do that shit to your own kid for profit? You know? So, like my man said, they need to get punished too. And I pray to God they get theirs too. Because they deserve to get fucked. They deserve to get their day too. But Do I believe it's gonna happen? It could, maybe it won't. I don't know. See, you're never gonna know. And to us, we don't know how many different women he did this to or anything like that. So we don't know the number. We don't. They're probably scattered all over the Philippines. So not knowing that information, it makes it probably a little bit difficult for them to actually track these women down. When you're in an online dating site, you're not really using real names. If they actually go to where he sent the money and there's a receipt of people he sent money to, they could find the names of the people that he sent the money to, and as a result get them that way. But Filipinos use very common names. That's one thing about the Philippines you'll understand. So there's a lot of people who kind of have the exact same name. So not knowing that information and stuff like that, it can make it hard for them to track the women down on it. So I kind of feel like they're going to get away with it. I wish they wouldn't, but we have to be able to, live with what it is, man. Gotta be able to do what it is. Hey, 16 in the building, drop your like, man. Mm. But this is exactly where my biggest gripe comes into play, because now all of a sudden we're stuck having to deal with this nonsense, right? And it's unnecessary, because now you got to defend yourself like it was you who did this stupid shit. He said, now I want to know what province he prayed in and targeted. I wish that we could find that out, but the story doesn't say it, right? The story doesn't say it, but I can almost guarantee. Nah, I'm not even gonna do that. I was gonna say a couple of channel names, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Not channel names, but I was gonna say a couple of provincial areas that he could have prayed in. But then again, he could have been so many, guys. It could have been so many. We just never know. Shout out to my brother Manny. What's good with you, man? I wish they got sent to jail, man. He didn't even travel over there. Brother, dude, that's what I'm saying though. Man didn't even leave the United States. Let's talk about that for a second. This man prayed on Filipinas 8,000 miles away. 9,000, depending on what the travel distance is from your state to the Philippines. Oh, buddy was able to get this type of shit, not even leaving his home. Probably, well, he had to leave. No, he probably didn't have to leave the home. He probably could have sent the money transfer, via his phone or whatever. So he did all this to women 8,000 miles away. Nobody was. See, here's the thing. This is what really pisses me off. It doesn't feel like anybody was forced. Doesn't feel like anybody was pressured to do anything. It's not as if that's what it sounded like you were forced to do this. Like, at least you can have a genuine excuse if the dude forced your hand, right? Like, you had no choice to do it. Nah, motherfucker, you did that because you wanted to. You did that for profit. That's an issue. That is a problem. That is fucked up. Either way you slice it, gentlemen, ladies, too. Either way you slice it, it's all messed up. So, yes, they are just as much to blame as him. Let's not sit there. And the problem is, and I know people gonna be mad at me when I say this, but these bitches ain't the victim, bro. Part of my language. But these ladies who did that to their kids, man, they are not victims, bro. They are not victims. I don't give a fuck how many tears you shed. Look, y'all gonna hate me for saying this, bro. Y'all gonna hate me for saying this, but I'm saying it. Bitch, I'd rather you be out there sucking dick rather than putting your child at risk. If you was really about that life and you really needed some money, you'd be up there on Skype videos making pictures of yourself playing with yourself, man. You wouldn't have put your fucking kids at risk like that. If it was really about the money, I can almost guarantee you'll find somebody to pay for your fucking pictures. Somebody will pay for your pictures. Bitch, you put up a legal challenge video. I promise you're going to get some hits and views, and some guys are going to want to see a little bit extra. Don't play me. You are not the fucking victim. Like I said, I'd rather you suck dick or whatever the fuck you got to do to get paid. I mean, granted, it may not be the most, how can I say this? It's probably not the most lavish life, or it's not the best life you could possibly live. But if you really need money, I know some women who will put in that work. If that's really what you felt it took, but you decided to put your own kid at risk. So please believe you are not a victim in my eyes. You can keep them tears, keep all that shit, because Filipinos like to cry and shit when they get caught up in some stuff and they talk about how somebody took advantage of them and all that bullshit. Fuck out of here. You suck some dick, give up some pussy, bitch. If that's really what if you really need money, I can guarantee you somebody will throw you 100. Let me stop. Because somebody gonna take that the wrong way. But somebody will throw you 100 pesos for some pussy, bitch. I promise you. So you are not a victim. Fuck all that. None, miss me with all of that shit. Because you know they're gonna try to play that role. Oh, he took advantage of me and he made me do this. No, bitch, he didn't make you do nothing. He was 8,000 miles away. How somebody gonna make you do something 8,000 miles away? I can tell you right now. Let me tell y'all a story. Because this is the truth, and the truth shall set us all free. I remember one time, right? I was online and shit when I was in my younger days. Let me make sure I preface this. But when I was in my younger days, ladies and gentlemen, Doc used to be on the online dating sites and shit. I'm telling girl, hey, let me see your titties. Because I was bored. I'll say something random like that. I'd get blocked. Instantly blocked. You know how easy it is to block somebody? Very easy. There is a button at the top. There's usually three little dots in the corner. And most dating sites, click that button, block, and then block again so that it's definitive and you never have to hear from this person again. Right? If you block somebody, you never have to hear from them again. So all you had to do is when he was making such requests that seemed really fucked up, all you had to do was just block the dude, and you were done. You didn't block him. That's on you. You had every opportunity to say no. Trust me, I've been told no so many times. It's like second nature. I've said no, and I've been told no. All you had to do was say no. All you had to do was just block him, never hear from him again. But you didn't. And now look at where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. Look at where we are at. They should definitely get life too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, yo, 12 of y'all in the building. I appreciate all 12 of y'all coming through, showing love to the good doc. Y'all know the rules. Y'all make sure y'all get the likes up for me. Highly appreciate it. Remember, likes are mandatory. Support is optional. But if you guys want to support, please feel free to do so. Of course, I'm happy and blessed you choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with your boy today. Now and then. Everything you should need to know about me, all my extracurricular activities, description area below, Patreons, ebooks, all of that shit. Check them out. They're awesome. All right. Back to business as usual. JM, I hope that I was able to explain it so that you were able to catch up. He says that's a really messed up thing that somebody did to him when he was a child. Greg, that might be the issue. There's usually some underlying factors that we are overlooking. And in fairness, that doesn't give him the excuse, but it does somewhat shed light. If somebody did it to him, chances are he was likely going to do it to somebody else. I know it's not a good look. It's not an excuse. It's not giving any justification to what old buddy did, but it does definitely shed some light, and it can shed some light. So again, I can feel where that's coming from. And again, like I said, there could definitely be some underlying factors that we don't know. All right. But yeah, old buddy was a sick dude, man. He said they got some sadistic people out there in Ohio. I agree. I agree. But yeah, everybody gonna get pieced up, man. When he get in jail, bro, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be an issue, buddy. It's gonna be an issue. Don't mess with kids or old people. Just don't do it. True that, man. Like I said, there's rules to this shit. Kids and certain people, they off limits, man. Everybody know that, right? Everybody know that. But old buddy want to come through with that energy, and look at what it's gonna get him. Larnie, how you doing, baby? Appreciate you coming through, showing love. K Dallas, what's good with you, brother? It does, JM. Like I said, man, that's really my main gripe about this entire story is how it now affects the traveler's image. And maybe I'll do a video on that about traveler image and all that stuff. Maybe I won't because I feel like I've summed up everything that I need to talk about in reference to that in this particular live stream. But yes, it does definitely bring about some negativity or negative thoughts and negative aspects about some people who choose to travel abroad. Now, all of a sudden, the image is tainted all over again. There's a group of us, there's a community of us that really get it popping, that really are about that life, that really are about spreading the positivity about traveling abroad or the positive aspect of traveling abroad. Then you got this sadistic individual who didn't even travel to the country in the first place, but rather got on dating sites, Philippine dating sites, utilize these particular dating sites to prey on women 8,000 miles away, man. That shit makes no sense at all. It makes no sense at all. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have to contend with now. I would rather put it out there, get ahead of it. So if anybody has anything to say against it, I've already talked about it in my own and given my own personal stance. Yes, it does happen. Yes, there are some people who choose to do some very, very bad things. But if you think that is a representative of everybody who chooses to travel, ladies and gentlemen, you are sadly mistaken. Very, very, very mistaken. All right. So again, we got to be careful with how this particular sentiment gets out. Sorry, my orange cup is. Hold on. We have to be careful with how we choose to navigate around topics like this. I would rather get ahead of it. That way, nobody can say anything about it. But everybody's going to have a comment. Everybody's going to say something. You just have to be willing to accept what people are going to say. You got to be willing to let it rub off and roll off your shoulders as long as it's not applicable to you. Let it go, man. Because they're going to talk that shit. They're going to try to talk that shit. And you have got to be willing to let it go, man. Be willing to let it go. He says, I've never been to jail either, and I definitely don't want to go to jail in the Philippines. You ain't never lying, man. I've seen a Philippine jail before. Not a good look, bro. He said this dude was already an offender. Yes, I don't think this ruins Traveler's image. I think the dude's posting certain videos online does more damage. There are, yeah. In reference to Traveler's image, there's some of the guys who post the shit that they put online. Yeah, it does ruin it based off of the type of content that they do put out. I agree. I believe that sometimes there are people who choose to travel that put out these very, very some fucked up videos. Okay, I I can't even. I want to go into details about the videos I've seen, but you guys have seen them too. Guys who just want to play as if they're the biggest and the baddest in the country. They get all the bitches, so they want to post pictures and videos of themselves hanging around with these women of the night and bedding these girls and have them back in their hotel rooms, acting like they really about something and shit. Yeah, I know it's laughable at best, but yeah, I do believe that some of these YouTubers ruin their own image and ruin the image of the traveling club or the brothers and individuals who choose to travel. But as a result, man, you just got to know that if it's not applicable to you, you got to let it roll off, man. If it doesn't apply to you, just let that shit roll. All right. So our man says shows that everyone has a price. Unfortunately, true. There is a number for everything. I can agree with that. Ken, what's going on, man? He says I'm in Ohio and I didn't hear this story. If he did it, he should be locked up forever. Yeah, they're only giving him 27 years. That shit's weird. They only give this man 27 years. That's the bulk of his life, but 27 years, that's it? Yeah, you can miss me with that one, bro. He said, I ain't got to defend nothing. He said, yeah, he ain't black, bro. I'm going to leave it at that. Oh, man. That shit crazy, man. This shit crazy, man. Pimpin'. Hey, if old girl wanted to get him some poop, bruh. Shout out to my brother Robert. What's good with you, man? But if old girl wanted to really make some money, she would sell that pussy before she sell pictures of her kid. What kind of shit is that, man? He said, I agree. All parties are guilty for sure. There are other ways to make money than to do that to your kids. It's bad, bro. It's really bad. It's really bad. I hope YouTube don't like fuck up my channel for this one. Jerry, you walked into some messed up stuff, bro. It's bad, bro. It's not the greatest. Not the greatest. I'm not confident that I mean it's not that I'm not confident, but I'm not happy that I had to deliver the story. But I did it. Yo, anybody who is late to the show, ladies and gentlemen, there is a story linked in the description area below. There's an article that you can read that shares and sheds light on what we're talking about in reference to what this Ohio man did. That's got a lot of us feeling away, at least me, for sure. And the fact that he did it to Filipinos, it amps it up tenfold for me. And the fact that the Filipinos involved were actually complicit or they were compliant in the regard makes it just as bad. I don't know where 30 of you motherfuckers came from, but thank you for coming through and showing love to the good duck. I appreciate y'all coming through, showing love. Y'all make sure y'all drop your like when you come in. For any of you guys that are new to the show, welcome. For any of you who came to me as a result of my big brother O'Shea Duke Jackson's interview, appreciate y'all locking in. Appreciate y'all coming through, and thank you for showing up. But over here, like I said, man, we just talk about any and all things Philippines. Unfortunately, if this is your first experience with the good Dr. Mike TV, yeah, I wish you would have met me on another one where we were having a little bit more fun, because there's nothing really funny about this particular topic of conversation. But I feel as though whenever shit like this happens, it's better to put it out there, get in front of it, talk about it, feel where everybody's sentiments is coming from. A lot of us, 99.9% of us, are probably across the board, all in agreement. Everybody involved in the situation fucked up. Everybody involved in the situation should go to jail. Shit, if the death penalty was possible, I would probably go for that. Again, look, if you about that life and doing some real shit like that, nah, you deserve a little bit worse than a little bit worse than just sitting in jail. But actually, I take that back, because, like I said earlier on, ladies and gentlemen, once they find out what old buddy's in jail for, he gonna get his, man. So I would rather him just do 27 years of just becoming somebody's bitch. That sounds fair, right? I think that's a fair compromise for all the negative shit that he did in his life. I think 27 years of people just fucking using him. I know that sounds fucked up, but I believe that's fair. I just believe it's fair. Now, if old buddy got some issues and some underlying deep seated issues, that's unfortunate. I wish old buddy would have received some help to try to, fix that. But because I don't know he actually received any help, I don't know if he actually tried to get any help. And then the fact is that he still did it. It's like you can't excuse it. Whether it was something you went through yourself or not, it's just very, very hard for me to excuse. And again, it's not all his fault, ladies and gentlemen. I blame them hoes too. I blame every mother who fucking was complying in that bullshit. They all need to get this. But again, that's just me harnessing some negative energy towards people who are involved in such acts. So you can take it out on me if you want to, but I'm a grown ass man and I'm willing to accept the fact that I can't fuck with people like that. Good, bad, or indifferent, I don't care. Look, you make your bed, you lie in it, pimping. You make your bed, you lie in it. Shout out to my brother Tim H, man. Protective custody, man. I hope it exists, but in the Philippines, you know how hard it is to take a child from the mom. I don't even know how foster system works over there. It's a hot mess, man. So it's not as I don't even want to say the United States got it together, but it's definitely nowhere near as structured as it would be in a country like the United States. Cal, just read the article in the description, bro. Shout out to my man Wayne Johnson. Appreciate you coming through. Traveling abroad is not for everyone, and thank God he was not allowed to travel. That's all I can say, man. Anybody who just came in, like I said, guys, article in the description area below. Oh, buddy did some really, really messed up things, and it's crazy. He said most people in the Philippine dating sites will never come to come visit the Philippines. True that. A lot of them are just there to talk shit, but this guy was utilizing these Philippine dating sites to do some very, very nefarious activities and things that he was able to get away with for a long period of time, apparently. So now it's like, okay, he did this. Who else is out there, doing this exact same shit? It's definitely something you think about. Shout out to my man Andy. The article's in the description area below. But even if they don't travel here, the funny part is look at what he was able to do sitting in his own home. That's the scary part. Look at what nobody was able to do sitting in the comforts of his own home. That's where I have the problem. All right. That's exactly where I have the problem. Send him back to the Philippines and let him face the justice system. JD, he didn't even leave, bro. He didn't even go to the Philippines. But I do believe that he should be extradited to the country to face the charges. But I don't know how that works, man. It's not as if he went to the country, escaped the country, and needs to be extradited back to the country. He was in the comforts of his own home when he did this, and I do believe he'll receive. Nah, he will not receive more justice. I don't know, man. I don't know. It depends on how you define justice, but I don't know if he's going to receive harsher punishments in the Philippines if he actually is extradited there for to be charged with those particular crimes, or if he'll get more justice in the United States. See, but the thing about the US though, man, they are all about letting people out on good behavior. I pray he did a full 27. I pray he does the full 27. I don't know, bro, but I pray he does the full 27, man. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. Jay, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate the love, man. He says, I do believe women deserve blame, but I've seen poor people sell their kids as maids, workers, or random families. So what are a few pictures to them? You know, I understand where you're coming from, dude. I understand. I know what you mean because I've seen it too, but I don't know, bro. I don't know how I feel about this because I know exactly what you mean. Yes, poor people, they do sell their, if we're going, I guess if we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna talk about it. Yes, they do sell their kids. Like they'll make them, or they'll be like, "Oh, my child to be a maid to you," or some shit. You got young kids who are working in people's houses, and heaven for who, only God knows what's going on with shit we don't know about. We just don't know about, right? So yeah, you're right in that regard. But I kind of feel like in, not even in country is justifiable, but it's kind of like, bruh, is that's a good, you make a great point, and it's hard to argue with that because there's a lot of things that happen in country, but I guess when it's happening in country, that's not an issue wherein somebody is being preyed on and this particular thing is happening to them as a result, right? This is almost as if this is the option that they're given, or they're out there trying to peddle this on their own. It's not as if somebody's trying to solicit something from them to get something as a result, right? They're not out there trying to solicit, shit, get this right, Doc, get this right. They're not out there looking, or they're out there pandering or preying on these women. It almost feels as though these women do this shit willingly, right? If they're in country, right? But if you're a foreigner and you're online and you're looking and you're asking and you're doing this, now all of a sudden you're putting those particular thoughts in their head. Again, doesn't make them any less guilty, I know. And it doesn't make the situation any less fucked up, I know. Because it can happen in country, it can happen anywhere. And granted, like you said, man, some pics are just pics and shit to an extent because of it could be a whole lot worse and stuff. But it's just there's just really very, it's just hard to justify that shit, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, man. It becomes difficult to justify it in any regard. But yeah, he said, but Doc, you probably won't survive 27 years in prison. They don't actually. He said they don't exactly like chomos in the clink. They truly don't. And like I said earlier, oh buddy gonna get every bit of whatever he deserves is coming his way. Facts, big facts. We know this, right? I mean, I hope that you know it, cause I know it. He gonna get every bit of that. Again, my big brother O'Shea, man. That's all big dog, man. And he really had no reason to really fuck with me, cause, but he gave the boy a chance, man. So I always got nothing but love for my big homie, all day, every day. All right, yo, 21 in the building, man. I appreciate all 21 of you guys coming through, showing love to the good doc. Y'all know the rules. Make sure you get the likes up, man. Make sure you caress, molest, and de-stress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. You guys want to support, please feel free to do so. But of course, I am happy and blessed you choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with your boy today. Now you're dead. Let's get back to business as usual. Anybody just locking in with the good doc right now? The article that we're talking about, we've already discussed it, linked in the description. Read about it. You'll understand the sentiments that I'm having and the thoughts that I'm having, the emotions that I'm really battling with. I'm not outraged. I'm not angry, black man. I'm just sharing in my thoughts and what I feel to be really, really. I just can't feel remorseful is what I'm trying to say to anybody but the kids. I don't feel no remorse for the mom. I just don't. Right. Oh, buddy, he damn sure ain't getting no remorse for me either. So. Mm, mm-mm. My man says I'm outraged, even though I don't even know boxing skills particularly. Give me 15 minutes in the cell with this man, and whatever happens is gonna happen. It is what it is, man. It does rub people the wrong way. That's all it is, man. It makes you feel, and it elicits a type of emotion that a lot of guys aren't prepared for. I told you, I got a younger sister, man. My younger sister just turned 10 on November 4th. My mom also turned her beautiful age on the 4th as well. Long story short. So, dealing with shit like this and knowing that you have a younger sibling or, a younger person, a lot of y'all have kids, right? So knowing that particular situation, it just makes you feel the way. That's all it is. And it is meant to, man. If he didn't have any emotion or feelings towards it, I'd kind of be concerned. Like, yo, y'all don't feel this shit like I do. He isn't going to become someone's bitch. He said they're going to put him in the ground. I don't know how it's going to happen, bro. All I know is that whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens is going to happen. Private organization called International Justice Missions Fund personnel from the donations they take in and for crimes against children investigate training to Philippines law enforcement. Is that an article? Or is that something I'm missing? I'm sorry, bro. I might be missing out on that one. So there was an article about that. Okay. So the people are trying to take people to task on it. And that's cool. Like I said, there's gotta be something positive to come out of this nonsense. Shout out to my brother Chaz. What's good with you, bro? He says, "Hey Doc, what's up? You know, your late don't know what the subject is about, this offender or whatever you did, but I'll try to see if I can catch up. Everything is in the description box. Just read the you can read the little description that I read. I put a little description in the description box as well that gave a highlight of the article. But if you want to click on it, read it yourself. The article is there for you guys to read. All right, big love to my brother Edward Crandell. What's good with you guys? He said, "Sorry, just having on. When you have nothing, sometimes you'll do anything, praying for all the less fortunate from all around the world." I mean, for me, I guess, like I said, man, I'm not. You can't. You can, but you cannot blame a person for what they're willing to do when their back's against the wall and survival mode kicks in. Again, I kind of feel like I would rather you do these things yourself instead of putting your child at risk. And is it really at risk? Yes and no, because it was pictures, but even then, it doesn't make it any less cringy. It doesn't make it any less fucked up in that regard. And as a result, man, I guess we just have to look at it through the lens that we are given. Again, on surface, man, you're meant to elicit some type of emotional reaction to it. On surface area, it's meant to be something to kind of make you feel away. But when we think about it, we also have to understand, like my man's brung up, man. We don't know if it was something that happened to him as a child, and he's just, kind of, like I said, just doing it to others now. Even though, again, he didn't really do anything physically to, the kids or anything. But if you do read the article, though, and I didn't mention this, but I guess it's okay to mention it because that wasn't necessarily the highlight of the article. But actually, no, I'm lying. It was part of the highlight of the article. We talked about the pictures and all of that stuff, but he was also making I think that's what got him caught, though, if I can remember correctly. He was making comments about, you know, killing shit. Like he was talking about killing shit too. So I think that also played a major role in what got him effed up too. But he was talking about killing, not just assaulting, but killing. It's crazy. So I think that's really where this story ran. That shit went all the way left immediately. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it no matter how you slice it, it was bad all around, man. It was bad all around. So, like my man said, yo, you do gotta pay for your, you do the crime, you do the time, right? That's truth. There's truth in that. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to have to bring such a negative cloud or this dark cloud over the content, but again, if we're not careful, I shouldn't say if we're not careful, that's not what I meant to say. But if we don't get ahead of things like this, you know, it just opens the door for a lot of people to say some shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't need that energy right now. And this is a story that's not really this is not a well covered story, guys. Like I said, my father found it and he sent it to me at Facebook. No, actually, I think my stepmom found it. I think my stepmom found it. My dad, he showed it to me. And it was just a story that I felt we had to talk about, man. Because it's like, damn, because this is one you're not going to find covered in a lot of places at all. At all. But whenever it comes to light shit like this, you just got to go ahead and put it out there. Speak your truth about it. let people understand where you're coming from, how you feel about it, and keep it pushing. And so after this, I hope I never have to talk about it ever again. Best way for me to put it. Shout out to my brother Joshua Moore. What's up with you, man? He said Debo gonna be all over that man, and he deserves it too. You ain't lying, man. Somebody gonna be. He gonna be. I don't know, man. I think he might be somebody's bitch, bro. Because I kind of feel like they punish people like that. Mm. Oh man says. He said talking about killing, as at some point clinically he wasn't getting off, and just seeing the minors escalate to more violent acts. Yeah, there is escalation. You can. That's clear. That is definitely clear. There is escalation in acts. I feel you on that one. He said, "Life isn't always peaches and cream, big bro. I know. I know. It truly ain't. So it's not as if it's gonna be the sunshine and the rainbows and shit. And sometimes you gotta talk about the shit that you wish you don't have to. But guess what? This is what it is. Let's go ahead and get it out the way. Have the conversation about it. Once we have the conversation about it, hopefully we never have to do it again. Never have to bring it up again. All right. And I don't think there's going to be a follow up because I could care less what happens to him at this point. I guess I'm just glad that he got caught because old buddy was, seeming like he was about to escalate into something a little bit more deviant. And we just going to have to live with that one. Like I said, man, what is in the dark will soon come to light. It's the best way they used to tell me. Yo, 16 in the building. I pray that you guys dropped your like on the way in or on the way out. All right. Unless you guys got anything else to say, I have zero problem letting you go on about your business. But if you got anything else you want to talk about real quick, I'll stay on for a little bit and I'll keep it pushing afterwards. All right. What's going on, Lamont? He says, notice they keep stuff more quiet when it comes to white people than black folk. Yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from because this is not a well covered story at all. Very few people have even remotely talked about the story. My man says, Doc, we have a good community here and that we can discuss this and no one here is getting vulgar discussion with the comments. Thank you for that. Try this topic on most channels and you'll need a big time moderator because people will be saying some very, very messed up stuff. Like I said, man, we keep it clean. Thank God everybody, like I said, it's easy to get into your feelings for sure. And I'm just glad that, truth be told, we are definitely able to have a genuine, not a genuine conversation, but at least be able to discuss it in a way that doesn't necessarily escalate into something off the wall or crazy, right? I'm glad I do have my moderators in the building just in case shit got crazy, but I wasn't expecting it to get crazy at all. I mean, I'm not sure how people are going to comment in the comment section when they watch the playback on this one, but for now, I just feel like it was definitely something we had to talk about. And I think that we had a great conversation about it. We were able to dialogue about it. Everybody's were able to share in their feelings, anybody and everybody who wanted to. And as a result, we was getting it in, man. We was having a good time for sure, for sure. All right. So my man Earl Owens, if you peaced out, I will peace out with you guys as well. Unless you guys have anything else to say, I want to thank all of the newer viewers who came through and showed up and showed a little bit of love to the boy tonight. I appreciate y'all coming through, and I hope that I see you guys back on the next one. Um, Definitely glad that I was able to get this one out. I was looking for a topic, and this topic came right on time. That's the best thing for me to say. I was looking for something to talk about tonight, and this one was prime time, right? The Lego challenge videos were fun, but I'm only putting out two. I'm gonna leave it at that. All right. So I'm gonna put out those two. Those are the only two Lego videos that I have, or the only ones that I care to actually share with you guys. And then we're gonna get back to business as usual, probably tomorrow or Monday. It all depends. I might come through and politic for a little bit tomorrow. It just depends on if I have something noteworthy to say. If not, I'll see y'all on Monday. But I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Appreciate you guys showing love. I'm gonna read these last comments real quick. He says the group here can discuss and we can move on to good stuff next time. Like I said, man, we get through the naysayer shit and then we just go ahead and get it in. He said, read this article. One of my Filipino going through the same situation. Met this guy online. His only interest was getting new pictures of her. Huh. Well, again, this is a topic of conversation that is not uncommon. It's just, see, how can I say this? It's a common thing, but it's not a common talked about thing, if that makes sense. So it happens, it comes out, but it doesn't come out often. But you probably have a lot of dudes in some crazy things, you know. And as a result, like I said, what's in the dark will soon come to light. If she tell the right people, she'll get them fucked up for sure. Yes, all of my crypto warriors out there, man. I'm not in Bitcoin right now. I probably should be, but I'm not in Bitcoin right now. Maybe one day soon, whenever I feel comfortable. But I definitely got my hands in a couple of other cryptos. But if you're not in Bitcoin, you do your thing. You said that legal challenge has your channel popping right now, Cal. It really does. But I'm only gonna do two of them, man. I kind of feel like I'm stretching it if I do three. But yeah, man, those were the two. See, the thing is, I had those two videos and I didn't know which one I wanted to use because I thought they were both like attention grabbers, and for sure. The last one that I posted was by far one of the best I've seen ever, at least on YouTube recently, I should say. But yeah, man, it was funny. But it does got the channel popping right now. I'm gonna have to get back to some boring shit afterwards. It sucks that we talk about females and shit, and I got you these great fucking videos. Now I gotta go back to talking head videos again. But it is what it is, man. We're gonna have some fun anyways, man. I'm gonna just leave those there. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy. You guys know how to find those legal challenge videos when you're looking for them. So enjoy it, have some fun, man. He said back to the Bootyloo Chronicle topics tomorrow. You know what it is, man. I'm not gonna waste too much time dealing with spoiled shit. All right, peace out, Cal. Much love to you, Lamont. God bless you and all you people, man. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your effort. Appreciate your energy. But you know what time it is? It's time for the good doc to go and get to getting. So with that being said, man, the good doc is officially out. At least not go alarm, which means I am going now. Bye bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita. Bye bye. Peace.